What was the turning point that brought you out the streets? Didn't you have like a wreck or something
Yeah.
that was part of it?
So many things that played a role in me coming out, but 2001, a group of me and my partners were going to LA, and it wasn't just no wreck. It was just like God was showing me that He was in control of how things turn out in the end, is what I can say to make sense. I got a call. Things were getting dry. It was a drought. We needed to make a run. We jumped on the road, headed to Los Angeles in a Tahoe, and we got to El Paso, Texas, which is a long stretch from Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got down to go get something to eat. And when we got down to the bottom of the interstate, the same way that I'm talking to you right now, I could hear a voice like that in my head. Say, look at that sign. I'm like, damn, where'd that come from? I looked out the window, and there was a billboard and had a car all crushed up on the billboard. It was a real car that they had heist up there. And at the bottom, it said, everybody wore a seatbelt, everybody lived. I never wore a seatbelt in my life.
Right.
But that scared the hell out of me. I put the seatbelt on, talking to them. I was like, man, y'all seen how that car was towed up? They're like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You tripping. I was like, nah, man, something told me to look at that.
Dang.
We went to LA, got the drugs, partied for a couple of days. And, I just had a feeling of death on me when I went to get the drugs. The person that I was getting them from, man, it was like this. And he was reaching in his pocket for his beeper, and I grabbed him, wrestling with him. He's like, man, what you doing? I said, man, what you got? What you got? My damn beeper.
Yeah.
I started crying, bro. I say, I'm getting ready to die, man. I say, I know what it means when they say somebody was fearing their death. I say, I feel my death. I say, I
I
know I'm
heard
getting
people
ready.
say like, I feel death on me. What is that, like
Yeah,
chills or something? Like what?
no, man. It's a feeling like your meat is being pulled away from your bones.
Mm,
Like in this eerie feeling, like your flesh is being pulled off of your bones, bro. That's how it feels.
that's deep.
And it is my belief that you get that feeling because the death angel is around. And I just kept telling him, man, I feel my death. I feel my death. And, we cried together and like, man, homie, you gonna make it back out here? I like, man, I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, I feel my death. We got back, jumped on the highway, and I put my seatbelt on, we rolling, and it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired. I let the seat back, took my seatbelt off and grabbed the blanket and covered up. That same voice came back. Put it back on, look outside.
Dang.
Raised up and looked outside, it was drizzling. I say, man, Al, slow down, man. It's raining out here. Click my seatbelt. He said, man, I ain't got time to hear that shit, bro. He said, I got to get back and pay my taxes. January the 11th. He said, I got to get back and pay my taxes. And instantly, an 18-wheeler switched lanes and hit the front of the tower and knocked us over the side of the mountain. Everybody died except me.
Everybody died but you.
And when I got out, I took the seatbelt off and climbed out the truck. Looked, the wheels were still spinning. That same voice. I brought you out of that. What you gonna do for me?
So you
And
was
that started.
walk out, like just get out.
Yeah,
No scratches. You wasn't hurt.
I didn't have a scratch. Everybody else was
Man.
dead. I didn't have a scratch, bro. And the voice said, I brought you out of that. What are you gonna do for me? And I was in the middle of the desert. This was in the middle of the desert. This place called Kerrville, Texas. If you look it up on the map, it's right outside of San Antonio.
Mm.
And I was in the middle of the desert and nobody was around. A white guy stopped and he asked me what happened. I said, man, 18-wheeler ran us off the road. My friend's down there. He drove off. I said, damn, he left me out here, but he didn't. He went to the mile marker and got the mile marker and came back. And he called the police. It took the police about 45 minutes to get to where we was because we was in the middle of the desert. And I watched them, the breath go out of them. And it was just an experience that I had. And I ended up staying at a hotel that night, flying back into New Orleans. And I went to my friend's house and spent the night. And when I woke up the next morning, all his family members and stuff was over there, and I came in the living room and I was sitting down and the house got real, real quiet and eerie. And I asked them, like, what's wrong with y'all? And they said, we want to know how our people did and you still alive.
Mm.
And that started something that they called the state troopers and told the state troopers that I had set the wreck up. And the state troopers called and was talking to me. I was like, nah. He said, no, we know you didn't set the wreck up because you didn't know if you was gonna live. But they
Right.
saying y'all was on the trip. And I was like, nah, we went out there looking at some property, blah, blah, blah. So I'm at my house, I'm ducked off. Cause they thinking I done killed their loved ones. And if I don't go to the funeral, it's gonna look worse. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
go to the funerals. I go and I'm back at the house. I'm in my backyard. I'm fishing, right? I catch a little bitty perch. I take the hook out of his mouth and throw him back in the water. And that fish got to jumping on top of the water. And man, that aggravated me like nothing else in my life had aggravated me. I started crying and I prayed, man. I was like, Lord, I don't want to see nothing else die. I'm sorry. Please let the fish live. And, you know, and I heard that voice again. And the voice was like, watch the glory of the Lord. And I
Mm.
watched the fish just kept flopping, 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 flopping. I got mad and broke my fishing pole. Say, damn, man, I heard the Lord talking to me again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, man, a white bird came. You know the white birds that be on the side of the road? One
Yeah.
came and snatched the fish up out the water like bloosh.
Come on.
And when he snatched the fish up out the water, I said, wow. I was like, man, that's a good one. I say the dying fish fed the hungry bird so it didn't go to waste. And
Right.
that same voice came back and say, how can you have so much mercy on my smallest creature, yet go out and try to kill my greatest, which is man, every day? I put my
Mm.
gun down, I never picked it back up.